Did y'all miss the Joe Bart streams? I was uploading on YouTube while I was gone though, so there was still Joe Bart around, but the Joe Bart streams were lacking, or more so non-existent, as a better term. Anyways, we have some stories, so I'm letting you know it's gonna be a long story time. Okay. From my absence to now, I have a few stories that I'm going to be telling. Story time starting now, chat. I am in pain. Now, I and my friends and I, while I was gone, went to Ocean City, Maryland. For golf. We went on a golf trip. Boy, did it go a way that I did not thought it would go. It wasn't bad though. Okay? Let me just show you something, and then we'll transition into the story, okay? Now, I'm going to put a trigger warning here, because it's fucking disgusting. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2. Now, these are all over my legs. All over my legs. Like every aspect of my body is covered in chiggers. If you don't know what those are, it's like a type of bug that it like digs into your skin, or it might be bed bugs. We don't know, because we stayed at the fucking trap house. It was insane, dude. It looks like I have scabies, and they're all over me, It's I'm constantly itchy. They're on my toes, dude. Okay, they're on my toes. Anyways, we go to Ocean City, Maryland. We drive there, right? Because why the fuck would we not drive there? We have a tea time before we check into our Airbnb. Now, we get there, nice and smooth, no problems at all. Pull up, and we go golfing, And I do fucking terrible. I do fucking dog shit, right? I suck at golf. I just started golfing this summer. I've been golfing 4 times. And we went to a $95 tee time course in Maryland. I was shooting over marsh and water, and I lost every ball I had. I shot a 126. That's a lie. I shot a 121 first day. That's really bad. And that's with mulligans, right? That's me giving myself strokes. That's me enabling myself to re-tee and hit if I do bad. Next day was even worse. Anyways, we got to go in order of the story. First day golfing, not that crazy. We go, and then we go to dinner that night, right? And the first night, we said we're going to do a fancy dinner, because that's the night we're going to be sober going into the fancy dinner. So we might as well, have that night be the special night. We pull up to this wine bar called Spain Wine Bar. You can fucking Google it. Beautiful restaurant. We go, and there's 12 of us. So we sit at a table, and we immediately hit the waitress with can we split checks? And she stares at us like, because she's going to have to keep track of every single thing that we order. She goes, no, says we can't split checks, and she split it like four or 5 ways. So it's like, whatever, Anyways, we start ordering food, and my first friend orders a bottle of wine, and she brings out it for him to taste, and he takes 4 minutes for him to fucking try the wine, and he's like, yeah, this is good. She goes, just 1 bottle? And he goes, yeah. And she starts walking away, and we're all sitting there, and we go, hold up. And she's like, oh, that was just for him? And we're like, yeah. So we all each order our own bottle of wine. I order a bottle of Chardonnay. And I chug that bitch before dinner's over. Finish it. Finish the bottle. Everybody's just drinking their own wine. My friend orders this expensive-ass bottle of red wine, slams like 3 glasses before the food even comes out, and then goes, I need to go to the bathroom. Disappears. Comes back. I'm like, were you throwing up? He's like, no, I just had to stand under the AC for like 5 minutes. I thought I was going to pass out. I went, oh my God, are you okay? And he was like, yeah, I'm fine. Anyways, we get dinner there, Really nice. You get a bunch of small dishes. They're called tapas. It's basically like small entrees. It's like the in-between between an appetizer and an entree, so you order a bunch of them. And so we all get wine. We go back to the Airbnb. We check into the Airbnb. Or actually, we check into the Airbnb, then we go to dinner, then we go back to the Airbnb. Then we go out. And we're like, let's go to a fucking karaoke bar. Because we all are a bottle of wine in, and some people that didn't order wine are like, 3 or 4 drinks in. So we're like, let's go to a karaoke bar. We pull up. I walk in, and 3 of my friends can't get into the bar because they don't take vertical IDs in basically every bar in Ocean City, Maryland, and they have vertical IDs because they think vertical IDs are fake. So the bouncer's like, you're not getting in. And I'm like, yo, that's actually fucking crazy. And I just walk out and Uber back. Just start slamming shots. We start playing drinking games, right? So like three or four of the guys stay at the karaoke bar. I go back with the guys that couldn't get in because I was like, I feel bad for that. I'm not going to ditch them. So I hang out with them. And we start playing Pong on our porch, which is right next to the sidewalk. Now, if you don't know Ocean City, Maryland, it is trashy. It is, everyone's drunk. Every single person that walked by our house was fucking hammered. Past 9 p.m., every single person's hammered. And they're walking by us and seeing that we're playing Pong. So every single person that walks by us starts talking to us. And it was annoying, but also fascinating. It was like playing IRL Sims. Like, every person that walked by me was unique. I shotgunned with a crackhead. No joke. I mean, I don't know for sure, but he told me he was 30, and he kind of had that skin. He had no teeth, and he was like, come on, man, let's do cores. And I was like, bro, this guy needs to leave. And so I go shotgun with him, and then he fucking leaves. And I'm like, dude, thank God. He told me he was 30 years old. He looks 70. Anyways, next, and this just keep in mind, I'm going to lump these in. This is over the course of a few nights, but I'm going to lump in the stories of the people that walked up to us all in one day, right? So this is not over this night. This is over the course of like 3 nights. The second night we're there, actually the first night we're there, my friend lets random people into the Airbnb to go take a piss. And they just sit down on our couch and start talking to them. And I'm like, who the fuck? I come down, who the fuck are you guys? I walk into the Airbnb, random people are there. And he's like, dude, they had to pee. I don't give a fuck. Go piss in the road. Why are they in our house? Keep in mind, this Airbnb we're staying at is a fucking trap house. We had to bring our own sheets, towels, soaps, everything. They had it was beds with fucking bed bug covers. That was the only thing at that Airbnb. It was horrible. So it was fun though. Anyways, we never ordered food. We never got food for the Airbnb the entire time. We just fucking DoorDashed. I ate Burger King fucking 5 days. Not 5 days. 5 times in a fucking row. Anyways, we get our beds. He lets this guy come in and take a piss, and he won't fucking leave. And the same thing happened the day after with this guy that was really drunk and kept talking about how he had a gun. And I was like, is this supposed to be a threat? Because he's like laughing and he's also chill, but he's really drunk. He keeps bringing up how he has a gun. And I'm like, okay, you have a gun. Like, where are you going with this? Where are you going with this? He's like, yeah, I got one on me. I go, okay. Right? And then he pulls out a wet cigarette, and it's like flopping, and he's trying to light it, and his brother is like getting mad at him. Oh my God. I'm telling this so out of story. Chat, I know it sounds confusing. This is how it was for me. I'm not even explaining this poorly. This is what I was experiencing in that exact moment. All right, next time, two guys pull up. The drunk guy that kept talking about how he had a gun and his brother. They say they need to play Pong with us. I literally go, I don't want to play Pong with you. He's like, bro, please. And he starts going, bro, please don't kick my ass. And I'm like, I'm not going to fight you. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm not going to fight you. We're just playing Pong. And he goes, one game. And they just walk up on our porch. And I go, okay, whatever. They did not make a cup. They made 0 cups. Me and my friend demolished them. It was over before it even started. Mid-cup match, his wife calls him, and he's like, yo, what up, boo? Or some shit. She just starts screaming at him. Like, and on speakerphone. And we're all standing here, and I'm just, like, listening to his wife just yell at him. And he's like, bro, it's not that serious. She's like, I swear to fucking God, if you don't come back right now, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And he just hangs up. And we're all just standing there watching him. He's like, yeah, you know how it is. I'm like, my friend goes, type shit. And I look at him, and I slap him. What the fuck you mean type shit? Like, you understand what he's going through. He goes, yeah, type shit. I'm like, what the fuck? My friend just starts being a dumbass. He gets off the phone. They start shooting more. We're about halfway through the game, and other people start walking by. And every person that walks by, he either tries to flirt with or fight. And I immediately go, oh no, right? A woman walks by. Like, 2 women walk by in a group. 25. He goes, hey, mommy. And I audibly go, oh my God. And he starts walking on the porch, like, following them. And they just ignore him. And I'm like, yo, number 1, I just heard you on the phone with your wife. Number 2, oh my God. Like, just catcalling women on our porch. On our porch. Like, what if they come back? The next guy walks by. It's an old man. He asks if he has a wife he can fuck. At this point, my jaw is dropped. I don't know what I should say. And the old guy just starts shaking his head. I turn to my friend. I'm like, we're going to die tonight. Like, I literally go, we're going to die tonight. Like, so that old guy is going to come back with a gun and kill us because he thinks we're friends with him. My friend audibly screams, we're not associated with them. And then we get back to playing the game. We finish. And they go, one more. I go, nope. And I walk into the house and shut the door. Because they're not leaving. And my friend's still out there talking to them. My friend comes in, he's like, where'd you go? And I pull him to the side. I'm like, yo, get them to fucking leave. I'm like, get them to fucking leave. Like, they're going to start a fight with somebody and we're going to be involved in it. Like, I'm not defending this guy. Like, I don't know him. He's not my boy. I'm not dying for this dude. He ends up getting him to leave. Now we're going to flash around in time. Night before, we're playing Pong again, like right before we go out. We're about to call the Uber, and we're finishing our Pong game. It's me and my friend, and we're playing against each other one-on-one instead of 2-on-2. And these 2 girls walk up, and they go, can we play Pong? And my friend, who flirts with every single person in the world, immediately goes, yeah! And I go, no, again. I'm like, no. And they give me a nasty-ass look. They walk up to the porch, and they go, and they give me, like, a glance. And I'm like, you ain't playing on my team. You ain't playing on my team. Brother said, L. Joe. Wait. They start playing, and they have drinks in their hands. One of them just goes, I'm upset. And my friend goes, why? And she goes, the bouncer took our fakes. I go, yup. And I walk inside and shut the door. And I'm like, I'm not dealing with that shit. Nope. Run. Fucking run out of there, dude. Walk inside. Nope. No, she's like, he took our fakes. No. Leaving there. They're like, yeah, we're 19. I'm like, yo, you have a drink in your hand? I'm not getting in trouble for this. Fuck off. Literally fuck off. I'm 22. I'm not going to be around you. And you have a fucking drink in your hand, and you're telling me you actively just got denied from a bar, and you're going to go try and get in a different one. No, I leave. They end up fucking off. And I was like, thank God they left. Then that's when, right after that, is where the crackhead shows up and his wife. And they literally both go, yeah, we're like 30, 32. My friend goes, you guys don't look a day over 25. And I looked at my friend. I'm like, dude, they look 60. They look so old. Like grandpa age. And then we meet the guy. Okay, I told this so out of story. The guy that was on the porch saying, hey, mommy. We met him the night before with the crackhead guy. And he showed up the next night. he was there that first night, and he was kind of normal. And he was talking about, like, basketball and shit with my friend who's, like, a fucking basketball head and, like, just literally just will yap your ear off about every NBA pick in the entire fucking world. Anyways, that's it for the porch stories, right? Then we get in, dude, I have to write down what I remember. Then we go golfing the second day. So that's the porch stories for the entire trip. We go golfing the second day. I know I'm telling this out of story. When we go golfing the second day, we golf at this really nice course. It's $125 for 18 holes, which is about 4 hours of golf if you pace well. And this time, me and 3 of my friends, because the tee time is 4 people, me and my friends go, we're going to play honest golf. And we played, like, PGA rules. Like, no mulligans. You can go over double par. You're taking every single drop. We're playing, like, honest golf. Horrible idea. I shot a 140. I ripped 15 balls into marsh or water that was unhittable. Unhittable. This is the course. It's a thin-ass strip. Bunker, water, marsh, woods. And so if you fucking hit that ball and it goes anywhere but the fucking fairway, it's gone. It's gone. The tropical storm, who had to go through the tropical storm here in the United States? It was in the East Coast, right? Covered a lot of the states. It didn't hit Maryland, but the remnants of it did. When we went golfing, it was 35-mile-an-hour winds. 20 to 35-mile-an-hour wind gusts. It was constantly windy the entire time we were there. So if you shot the ball straight, it just shot to the fucking left or right, depending on the way the wind was going. Or just kept going forward or went nowhere because the wind was against you, depending on what the whole orientation was. So every ball that I'm shooting, because I suck at golf, regardless of how good the shot is going into the fucking trees. Which means I have to go try and find my ball so I can fucking hit it so I don't take a drop and get an added stroke. So I go into the marsh, and I go into this tall grass, and so do a few of my other friends. And then that's where this occurred. That's where I contracted every known bug known to man attached to my fucking body. And it's so itchy all the time. And I don't want to get fucking medicine because I just don't care enough, but they itch, and I scratch them, and then they bleed, and, like, it's like pus, and they're all over me. They're mainly on my legs, but there's, like, a few on my arms, like, up here. Dude, and I'm sitting there, and dude, go to a doctor? No, I think I'm good. I'll be fine. Anyways, I wake up the next day after we go golfing here, and I shoot a 140, and I'm like, damn, my leg's itchy. And you know when you're, like, half asleep and you're scratching yourself, and then you wake up? I don't know if this is relatable. I'll wake up sometimes, and I'm just, like, scratching my arm. I'll literally be waking up, and I'm scratching my arm. I'm, like, scratching it in the dream and in real life. I'm, like, kind of half awake. So I'm scratching my leg, and I wake up, I'm like, fuck, my leg's so itchy. And I, like, turn on my flashlight and look at my fucking foot, and it's just covered in these bites. And my friend's like, you need to go get medicine. I go, fuck that. I grab a butter knife, and we're just talking, and I swear to God, with a butter knife, I'm just scratching my entire leg. And it felt so good. I hate being itchy, but scratching an itch is, like, oh my God, amazing. And so I'm literally, like, scratching my whole body with a butter knife and, like, my legs and shit, and they start cutting open and shit, and I don't give a fuck because it's unbearably itchy. Like, if any of the bug bites just, like, touch a surface, I just immediately have, like, oh my God, this is unbearably annoying sensation. Dude, it's the worst right here. Look, hold up. Last time I'm going to show him. Look. On my ankle, dude, you see all of them? It's fucking terrible, dude. It's terrible. And they're everywhere. Anyways, I start scratching them. It goes away. They go in phases. So, like, it won't itch for, like, 6 hours, and it'll itch really bad. And I don't think the bugs are inside of me anymore. But, you know, next day, or that night, we go to the casino. and only 2 people want to go. Me and my friend. Obviously me, because there's a casino 6 minutes from the fucking Airbnb. No shit, I would want to go to the fucking casino. So we go to the casino. I play blackjack, and I actually won for the first time in a while. I won like $250. And then I wasted all of it on shots for my friends because I was drunk, and I got to the bar, and they were all there, and I went, let's get shots! And then I bought 12 fucking shots, and that was like $150. So, yeah. Anyways, we profited. It was a fun time. The drinks weren't free, which was astonishing for me. It's a fucking casino, and I had to pay $8 for a Surfside. We leave the casino. Both me and my friend are up. My friend's hammered. He drank like 6-7 drinks in the span of an hour. He's like, I need a cigarette. I go, okay, well, the Uber's here in 6 minutes. I don't know where you're going to get a cigarette. He starts walking up to the people outside and going, do you have a cigarette? Like that. Do you have a cigarette that I could borrow? He would say borrow. He would say borrow to every person. And I'm like, borrow it? Like, you're not going to return it. Like, you're gonna smoke it and then it's gone. Like, what do you mean borrow a cigarette? So he'd go, he walks up to this one guy that's sitting down actively smoking a cigarette. Because if you're at a casino, everybody's fucking smoking cigarettes. So he walks up to the guy. He goes, do you have a cigarette I could borrow? And the guy goes, it's my last one, man. And he goes, really? It's your last one? And he starts pressing the guy. Like he's lying. He's like, it's your last cigarette. It's your last one. You don't have any more. And he goes, no, I don't have any more. He goes, okay. And then walks away and like rolls his eyes. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Walks up to this old woman that just, you could tell she's just been ripping cigs since she was like 19, you know. She's probably like 50. He goes, can I borrow a cigarette? And she goes, well, you can't borrow it because you're not going to give it back. And he goes, well, I'd give you a quarter. And she just gives him a cigarette. And they start having a conversation about like what she plays or whatever. And she's like, I mainly play slots, blah, 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 all this other shit. She walks inside. He sits down, starts smoking a cigarette while we're waiting. And he goes, that woman's not real. And looks at me, like with the most serious face in the world. He goes, that woman's not real. What do you mean she's not real? He's like, if we went into that fucking casino to find her, and he gets loud, he goes, if we go into that casino to find her, she won't be there. Like, what do you mean she's not going to fucking be there? She's like, she's gone. She doesn't exist. She was put there to interact with me and give me a cigarette. And she's gone. She's not real. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he was basically saying that the majority of human-to-human interactions that you have are fabricated simulations to convince you that you live in a real world, when in reality, if you ever go to look for that individual you interacted with, you would never be able to find them. And it's like, it's a genuine thing that people think. And he started telling me a story about how he saw a kayaker one time, and then he saw the same kayaker like 2 miles down the line, but like they were in a boat and the kayaker couldn't have made it there in time. And I was like, yeah, okay, I get what you're saying, but I was like, I don't think that woman's fake. We should have looked for her. That would have been crazy. That would have been crazy if he was like, we wouldn't find her. And then we like searched the whole casino and she's not there. But no, then we go to the bar. And that's kind of that night. We just kind of hang out this one bar called Secrets. It's like this beach bar. It's a really nice bar. Anyways, and the next day we go to the beach while like 4 of the other guys go golfing for the last day. We play cornhole the whole time. And the waves in Ocean City, Maryland are big, comparable to New Jersey. I mean, depending on the New Jersey beach, it varies. But the average wave in Ocean City, Maryland was like 3 to 5 feet. Like over your head, at least on the day that we were there. And we all go swimming and it was fun. And, you know, we're drinking at the beach, and right before we leave, I need to take a piss, because I need to take a piss, right? And there's nowhere to take a piss, so I go, I'm going to go in the water. And I walk into the water where no one else is, right, away from a lifeguard, to walk into the water and go pee. As I get waist depth, a wave that is 6 feet tall, hurling at me. And I go, all right, I'm going to dive under that because I can't jump over it. And so I go for a dive, and you got to keep in mind, I'm like six drinks in. I go for a dive, and I jump in, and as I'm jumping, it's crashing. So I jumped mad late, like way too late. Like I should have ran at it and dove in it's crashing on top of me as I dive. I jump in and I dive into the water, and I immediately let all of my air out and go like this because I think I'm just going to immediately surface again. I start tumbling. The wave is taking me. All of my air is gone out of my lungs because I immediately let it out. I wasn't planning on holding my breath. I was planning on diving under the wave and just resurfacing. I'm tumbling, and I'm just swallowing water for like maybe like 6 seconds. But in that time span, every thought is running through my mind where I'm like, I'm going to die. Like, I'm going to die. Like, there's no lifeguard around me. Like, I might die here. Like, what if I drown? That would be fucking insane. So I finally resurface. I'm like, and I cough and I like spit out water. I'm like, dude, I'm going to be dehydrated because I just swallowed fucking salt water. I start walking up to the beach and I start thinking how funny. Okay, it wouldn't be funny, but yeah, it would be funny. If I go tell my friends that I have to go take a piss and then they hear a lifeguard whistle and to them, they're just sitting there like, oh, I guess somebody's drowning. And then the lifeguard just carries my limp body out of the ocean. Like 5 seconds after I told them I was going to go take a piss. And I was just, I run back to them and I'm like running. I'm like, guys, I almost just died. And they all look at me and they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? They start laughing. I'm like, I almost just fucking drowned. And I'm like freaking out, dude. Like my eyes are red and I'm like coughing up water. I'm like, I literally almost just drowned. And I'm like just saying to myself, I'm like, fuck, dude, that could have been horrible. Then we go back. And I mean, is there any other story? Yeah, there's one more thing. That was kind of the last day. Last day was kind of chill. On the way back, I'm putting in to the GPS, you know, my friend's place because I'm driving a bunch of my friends and I got to go drop them off. So I put in my friend's place and the ride there is like 170 or 190 miles or something like that. I think it's like a 190 miles. It's like a 3 hour and 45 minute, 3 hour, 50 minute drive. On the way back, there's an option and it says tolls required and it's like 130 miles. And I go, wow. I can save 50 miles, and I put it in, and I start driving. About 50 minutes in, we pass a sign that says ferry, right? And my friend goes, oh, weren't we going to take the ferry on the way here? And then it clicks, and I go, I'm driving to a fucking dock right now. And then immediately the maps lady goes, turn left into something ferry. And it's trying to get us to take a boat to fucking Cape May, New Jersey, and ride my car into the lot. And I'm like, dude, we just took the wrong fucking way for an hour. What the fuck do we do? And they're like, well, let's take the ferry. And I go, okay. And I pull up. I'm like, 1 ticket for the ferry. I don't say that. I give him my ID because he's like, ID? And he goes, you don't have a reservation. I'm like, I need a reservation. And he goes, oh, yeah. He goes, I could get you in for the 3 p.m. time. I'm like, buddy, that's in like 2 hours. He's like, well, that's all I have. I go, never mind. And then we drive 4 hours home. And so I drove like 5.5 hours that day because my dumb ass drove the wrong fucking way because I didn't check that it was trying to take me into the ocean back to fucking New Jersey instead of driving all the way around fucking Philadelphia. So that was a shit show. Well, that's the story time, chat. It was only technically actually like a 3-day break. Yesterday was just a travel day. So not that much happened, but I hope y'all enjoyed the story. Now it is time for reaction.